good to have the whole offense ready to go. As look at Boston getting downfield. We look for the quick blitz, but it is Summers, or at least a field goal though away. Look, they block it all up, and Hall finds his touchdown. But we've got Madison Boston who takes the hit. Far half as here comes Owe helping out as we squeeze it into Faust. It's off the hands of Faust and Sauce Gardner. 64-yarder. He's got the power, the accuracy, and he nails that one. Territory, thrown to the flat, and that's gonna be Devin Duvernay. As the snap back kick is up, it's down the middle, and we have won. Jets made it a close game, a great battle, back and forth, both sides, offense, defense, everyone making plays. And with that win, we put ourselves in a good spot, at least momentum-wise, heading into a stretch of rivalry divisional games. But this was a big one here for us against the Jets. We got back Bryce Young. He had one bad throw, but outside of that, he was doing really well. Now, defense, we were a little bit hit or miss in that one. We completely took away the run game, but the passing game, they was hitting pretty consistently, and Jimmy Mitchell had himself a pretty good game. And today, we face a very similar type of team here with the Buccaneers, who currently sit atop of the NFC South. Now, Aragon we have played several times. Some games, he's really good, really consistent. Other games, we force him into mistakes, and we end up doing much better with that. But on top of Aragon, they do have Cliff Moss, who has also been a really good running back for him, and he's in his second year, and he has overtaken Rachaad White as the primary running back. And that has also happened at receiver. Jared Randolph, now the official starting receiver, wide receiver one over Chris Godwin, who has seen some regression. Rondale Moore at 83. It's a pretty tight group for their main three. Tight end Luke Musgrave is the new guy for him, as the old guy Otten has moved on. Can't remember what team he's on, but we have played against him. As for their offensive line, one of the better groups that we have faced so far. Mostly lofted by Tristan Wirfs, that 97. You got Banks, 77, 73, and Hainsey. Then you get to the right side, that's just a well-rounded group. Eubanks, an 80, and then Wes Jackson, an 83. Their defensive line, I would put in the same kind of category. Cansey here, an 84. Then you have Rivers, the 78, and Vita Vea still rocking here, an 87. Seeing a little bit of that morale drop. Maybe we'll see a little bit of John Kellum, we'll see. As for the outside backers, pretty light here at left outside. We have a couple options, all pretty similar overall, though Sherwood listed as their starter. Opposite side, you have Devin Philbin, a rookie who will be getting the start today. Then right down the middle, you have Devin White, an 87, and David Long Jr., an 80. That should be kind of the opposite of what we faced just last game. And as for their DBs, Donovan Adams, the day one starting rookie cornerback, 6'4". He's 78 overall. He has overtaken Junior McCann as the main guy. Carlton Davis sitting in the slot. And then at free, Antone Winfield Jr. still really good here, 90 overall. Opposite to him, Ben Gore, once again a young guy taking over for Sidney Brown, who is a 76. So in this battle today, we will be facing against a couple new guys, a couple guys that we very much have gotten used to. But we have a breakout opportunity at running back. Last game, we didn't see a whole lot from Chuba Hubbard, but he feels like he did enough to earn a chance at a development boost, and that's going to take a whole lot from him. He's looking for 4+ touchdowns, 200+ total yards. He's had the opportunity time and time again to claim this development trait. He has not yet. Can he do it in the rivalry game? Let's get week 7 underway as Ford has us booted off. It will be a touchback for the Buccaneers. Their offense will head out starting at the 25 behind Aragon and Cliff Moss. Now, we talked pregame about how in previous games we have forced Aragon into mistakes. He's been mistake prone this year. 8 touchdowns, 7 interceptions as Oweh, play one, diving from behind. Gonna bring in that sack for us to get us going. It's definitely been a hole for us in some of our games this year. Starting off with an early sack is fantastic. 2nd and 18, they look to get a run and we stuff it. Hartwell first to make contact, and it puts us in a pretty favorable spot here for third and 14 at the 21. Expect them to air out the ball. Looking like they're setting up 4 verts. They look for the dump off as Moss will get close to, but not picking up the first down. Rookie DT Bates drags him down from behind. Ends up being a little too close for comfort for us, but we do get the stop. Offense can head out starting at our 20. As we start with a spread look, going Chuba Hubbard. Again, he wants those 200 total yards today. Now, to start this season, we've faced some of the best defensive line and some of the best DTs in the game. That stretch continues as Vita Vea is going to be sitting right down the middle. Young having to scramble out, looking for a corner, and he will get close to that first down marker. They say 3rd and inches. That really ends up going as about as much contact as we want Young taking. We bring out the heavy group here, Barry and Winters. Look for a little bit of some ground and pound and pushing through the linebacker who read it well. Just unable to secure the tackle. We get the first down. We keep that group out there. We might try to angle more of our runs outside today to help try to combat a lot of the interior that seems to do pretty well. Now, on top of that, we've also made a slight change to the starting offensive lineman. You'll see 66 at center. That is the rookie in Carvey. He's going to get the start today as Bryce Young with a little bit of some shake and bake, though the ball pops out. Recovered by Vita Vea. That's why you should really just slide. Though it appears Vita Vea was shaken up on that play, he at least gets his offense the ball. And hopefully we see him come back into this game for just pure competition's sake. Good cut from Moss. He gets to the outside and will fight down to the 20. Buccaneers quite obviously looking to capitalize off that turnover. I've got to clean those up. Bryce Young throughout this series has been known for at least one of those a game. And that's probably the biggest reason why he no longer is that superstar dev. 2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass. They go back to Moss. Get about 1. Tyler Edwards comes down from strong safety to make the play the last 2 plays. Though on 3rd and 9, we're not out of the woodworks yet. Need one more big play, and well, that will do. Thrown off the upright. So after the Buccaneers take over in plus territory, they will have to settle for the field goal attempt here. From the about 26, it is up and right down the middle. So the defense seems to have started their game off pretty well. Offense, we needed to pick things up a little bit. As we start Chuba Hubbard once again, he finds some space down the middle. He will pick up 7. We're going to need him to have that big game today. If he is to become an X factor, he would be the only X factor we would have on offense. As pass rush starting to form here, Young scrambling to the outside, looks for a block from Faust. He gets it. Going to get to around the 40. Bumped out at the 37. If Young is going to scramble, that is the kind we need from him. Safely, either getting down or out of bounds. Essentially flips the field. We come out with a tight group, 2 to the left-hand side, looking for some plays downfield. Or we're going to have Boston right across the middle. He tries to angle to the outside, ends up getting corralled by the Buccaneers defense, but we're down to the red zone. And it was a great play from Young, sitting in the pocket, letting that develop. We tighten it up even more here on 1st and 10. As we go, Chuba looks for a cut to the outside, jukes by the safety in Winfield Jr., gain of 9. Now, if he can rack up some touchdowns today, we won't need those 200, but we look to throw here. Chuba Hubbard has his option route. Boston a good option here, though the corner drops, and Young did not see Cansey right down the middle. Instead, his eyes were stuck downfield, so we got a 3rd and 6. Not awful, though. So we got 2 to the right-hand side, 1 to the left. Some underneath options as they bring the blitz. We throw it. That's Boston trying to find the angle. Stiff arm, fights, dives out at the inch line. One heck of an effort there from tight end Madison Boston. That'll give us the opportunity here to try to get Chuba Hubbard his first touchdown on the day. Goal line look, though. We go with the toss. Just need to find the edge, and that time we will. Headed towards the pylon. Chuba Hubbard slides on in. We will take the lead. And after a slightly slower start, about 9 seconds left here in the first quarter. Defense back out now with the lead in hand as they go with the short quick throw. They do find Godwin. And that will usher us into the second quarter. Overall, a very good first quarter. A rivalry first quarter. Neither side really ran away with it. Both sides made some big plays and we're right back at it. Buccaneers at the 30. Looking for a quick play across the middle. Well timed by Edwards. That's been a problem for us throughout this series. As we've seen in recent years, they make it harder and harder for defenses to make plays. And now essentially you have to let the offensive guy touch the ball first as pass rush arrives. That time, no DPI call. St. Just able to knock it away without some free yards. 2nd and 10. Still sitting back in shotgun. Aragon looking for another quick set of passes. And honestly, we should be lucky that Moore is not down on the ground now. If you've seen Adam Sandler's Longest Yard, you know what play call was called there. 3rd and 10, an opportunity to get off the field. They go with the underneath play to Randolph, and he's not getting far. Quick stop. Defense will head off the field. Now Chuba Hubbard, not very many rushing yards, but he does have that one touchdown. Again, he needs 4 total touchdowns today or more. Or he could just get the yards that he was needing. But on first down, no one got open, at least where we rolled. Have to throw it away. I will say the Buccaneers defense is a new change for us here, at least in how we have to attack, because they're not a heavy blitzing team. Great run stop, though, from 53. Long Jr. has just been constantly around the ball today. Now, they walk down Winfield to the left-hand side, so we're going to slide protection that way. Vita Vea has not returned either, so that is important to note as they get a quick free rusher. Clifton, your guy was lined up in front of you. You never touched him. And I do think the early trouble for the interior of our offensive line really shows how much we were relying on those veteran signings, as there was some holding there on Owe. No penalty, but thrown away. And as long as Aragon doesn't have the clean throwing windows, I'll take it. 2nd and 10. As we bring a little bit of a blitz, they pick it up. Quick throw to the flat. Shaking off Edwards' tackle. We try to bite the ankles. Not working. 88 going to work there for the Bucs. Gets them up to about midfield. That was Luke Musgrave, their new tight end 1 here. 1st and 10 in plus territory. I formation here as they go with the toss to Moss. Trying to get to the outside, but Hodgins, he read it well. Shucked the block. Got the stop. And honestly, curious to hear from you all. Who is your favorite linebacker here, Stockton or Hodgins? Both, they make a lot of plays for us. As they go back to Moss, the quick stop there actually shook both defenders in front of him. Ends up once again getting them a little bit more than they probably should have. Setting up a option for a short throw instead downfield. Newsome somehow doesn't come away with that. Edwards gets the tackle. Moore down to the 1. Wanted to see a quick replay on that. How did Moore come away with that? Newsome just went behind, just bad angle. Great job, though, from Moore. 1st and goal, they hand it off. Moss, and he is in. Buccaneers retake the lead following a couple big plays. Well, let's try to get this offense going quickly then, as we're now down a field goal, a little over 4 minutes left in this half. They got the double A gap look, though they're going to back out. They don't bring anyone extra. Young, he's looking for a block from Chuba. Once again, taking some contact there. Gain of 7. You can tell he's not quite trusting that pass rush to hold up long. 2nd and 3. We got a bunch to the left-hand side. Bateman lone to the right. Just all stopping routes. That's going to leave Boston wide open. 1st down for us. Now in Chuba Hubbard's breakout opportunity game, haven't gone his way all too heavily. We'll go back to him here, give him the option with the RPO, who will get down the field, pick up 4. He's at 25 rushing yards. Don't believe he's caught a pass yet today. 2nd and 6, trip set to the right-hand side. Bateman now to the left. As they do bring the blitz, it's thrown straight at David Long. Not a good job looking downfield from Bryce Young. Maybe you throw that one a little bit earlier, you have the opportunity. But when he threw it, definitely didn't. 3rd and 6. He's got Faust to the right, 2 to the left. Just need a quick throw to open up. Young scrambling out once again. He's got some blocks downfield. He takes the contact again. He's got to get down. All too happy for him to pick up these first downs for us. We need him, but we need him to also stay healthy. We snap the ball prior to the 2-minute warning. Chuba Hubbard breaks away, though not getting away. Gain of 8. That'll take us inside the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 2. Trying to set up halfback screen here. 2nd down is when they like to blitz. Try to use that against them as it's a 1st down for Chuba, getting to around the 23. So far been a pretty effective drive here for us. Need to finish. 2 to both sides as Boston spreads out. Everyone going out on routes. Just need someone to get open or for the blocking to hold up. Yancey back again, picks up his 2nd sack. Now on 2nd and 11, they're playing off coverage. See if we could get someone to open up here for us. Drive it into Tyreek Hill, who gets the catch. Not breaking away, but makes it a more manageable 3rd down here. Just need 5 yards. 1st down at about the 13. Hill on the quick stop. See if that's an option, or Young is dropped again. Yancey has picked up 3 sacks in this first half alone, and it's been on Richards, primarily a run blocker. We'll let Ford tie this game up. Or at least maybe one positive thing to take from all of the pressure from Yancey is, if you guys didn't notice, we started a new state-only challenge yesterday. Yancey is part of that squad, so hopefully we see him wreak havoc just as he's done today. And what a play from us. Only gets 9, but he put in a lot of effort there. And when your offensive passing game has struggled, as Tampa's has today, it's been really inconsistent. That is the kind of plays that they're going to need, as that is a beautiful throw over the top of the linebacker, finding Randolph. And if they're going to be looking for these pop shots, we need to get some pressure. Aragon doesn't handle that all too well. Here comes Cash, though, loops too far on the backside. Forces a bad throw, though. Ends up being a little mixture of good, a little mixture of I'll take it. 2nd and 10. At the 44, close to field goal range, I'd imagine. Dicker, the kicker, is their kicker. As they dump it off for Moss, we collapse quickly, limit the game. They also end up calling their final timeout. They got a bunch to the left-hand side, tight end Luke Musgrave to the right-hand side. As they switch it all the way to the outside, there goes more. Really bad tackling attempts. Gets them down to the 11. Gotta have better coverage on that. Caught us in zone. Try to run more man. Occasionally we switch it up, and there goes Stockton to clean it up. Sit in the end zone. We don't need to return that any further. Well, we asked earlier who your favorite linebacker was. Maybe he just made the answer for you. Great play. Manned up on Godwin, left him no opportunity. But for our offense, 12 seconds left, 2 timeouts. Do we have an opportunity here? We're going to need a couple chunk plays, and we're going to need them rather quickly. Driven towards the middle, laying out for it, but missing Bateman. Now just leaving us with 8 seconds. We know that Ford can hit a 64-yarder, maybe even a 66. But that is pushing it. Got to make a big play here if we're to have any chance at it, and it looked like Young threw that past the line. So unable were we able to get any of those big plays before half. We hit halftime with a tie game 10-10. We've done a better job rushing. They've done a much better job passing. Look to correct some things as we get into the second half, but let's take a look around the league. First up, we have the Saints as they head to Dallas and are currently down big heading into halftime, 21-7. Cowboys 3-2, Saints 2-4, and they might be dropping. As for the second game, a rivalry game up north. Vikings currently down to the Lions, 17-7. Vikings trying to get above 500, though. Their quarterback Nichols has thrown 2 first-half interceptions. Move a little bit southeast of there. We are in Chicago as the Giants come to play, 14-10. Bears trying to get closer to 500. Giants trying to keep climbing. But as we get back to our game, get the second half underway. It's the offense out first, and surprisingly, it's not Chuba Hubbard. It's Winters and Barry set to get us going here. As a little lane opens up, we'll pick up 4. Now the plan for this second half is to shake up the offense a little bit in the play calling. We went pretty pass heavy in that first half, and we only got 10 points out of it. So we're going to try to get the running game focused in a little bit more. And that might require a little bit of some rotation with the running backs. Chuba Hubbard gonna need some breaks. He's taking some hits today. Need him here on 3rd, and he will just squeak out that first down. The linebackers for him have been pretty stingy. Gotta find ways to get them out of the box. So how about a little bit of some play action here on 1st down, following all the heavy runs. Downfield one-on-one with Faust, and he forgot to go up for it. Kind of ends up leaving us pretty lucky that Gore didn't pick that one off. 2nd and 10. We'll go back to the run. We get to the second level, though. Blocks don't hold for long. Chuba will end up picking up 7. And as mentioned, we're going to rotate him. 3rd and 3, we bring out Barry. Tight shotgun look here. Try to follow some blocks downfield, and they stuff it. No gain. So even without Vita Vea, who has yet to return today, run stopping is working for him. Now we need to continue getting stops here on defense. Great job from Hodgins. Stayed patient, met Moss in the gap. I also wouldn't mind our defense making a big play here. A turnover would be nice. 2nd and 9, they look to throw to the flat. Quick throw, bumping out Godwin is Edwards. We'll end up going as a gain of 2, leaving 3rd and 7. They got 2 to the left-hand side, some options to the right, as it's thrown to the outside, and what another. Aragon has very much improved his outside passing. With a throw like that, it didn't matter where Cash was. He took away the underneath, but it just dropped over the top in a magnificent way, just as the blocking did there. Another first down for the Buccaneers, down to the 31. Now's the time when we need our defense to also get a little stingy here. Second halves have been a little hit or miss for us, as they look to throw. Edwards just catching the tail end of that one. Tampa knows we like to sit underneath these throws, try to take 1 or 2 of them away. Now they're trying to get those lofts, calling some good calls for it, as they go with a toss to Moss. Linebackers tag team for the stop. Now we just need to finish them off here. 3rd and 9. They spread empty. Got a couple crossing routes to go with Godwin, who steps back underneath and will continue this drive. Ends up being a great move there from Godwin. Caught the pursuit in his favor. As they go back down the middle, Hartwell there now. He's heard a lot of talk of these other linebackers. Gotta remind us. Honestly, I wish that in modern day NFL you had more opportunity to rock 3 linebackers. Just don't really have that, but there goes McCullough. Sack, fumble, Moss recovers. Will be a big loss as Castaneda also tacks on some lost yardage. With 3rd and 25 awaiting the Buccaneers, we've got to get the stop this time. Can't let any shenanigans happen. As they look for the dump off, Moss going nowhere. So it will end up being a field goal for us just a little bit later on here. From a little bit of a further distance maybe, as that one was looking like it was going left. It corrects itself. Buccaneers in front. But we've got to get this offense moving here. 13-10. This is a battle essentially for top of the NFC South. We get it out to Chuba, just a gain of 2. Bucks have been flying around today. Need to try to use that momentum against them. 2nd and 8, setting up the halfback screen. We get some blockers out in front. Great juke there from Chuba. We'll spring him. Good stiff arm as well. He ends up taking a hit there from White. But Antone Winfield Jr. shaken up on the play. Will end up being the 2nd primary defender here for the Buccaneers defense to head to the locker room. Leaving us, though, with a 1st and 10 up to the 43. We stick with the spread look. And Young will just take what he can, sliding down, though he kind of gets clotheslined by the thigh of White. Honestly, with the way the NFL is, surprised that's not a penalty, but we hit the fourth quarter, looking to take the lead ourselves. But in order to do that, we have to go put together our best drive we've had this half. 2nd and 3 is where we start. They had no one down the middle, so we check to the run. Chuba, he shakes one, getting us down to the 31. 65 rushing on 11 carries. Now, unless he's about to pop off for some of the biggest gains we've ever seen, that development boost not looking all too likely. Doesn't mean we're going to go away from him as he's wide open, but we get picked off. Davis still running. Baited us into that throw. Well, honestly, that's when Young just has to throw downfield. Kept it too shallow. Now we're relying on our defense yet again as Owe for his 2nd sack today. That part of the group here at least stepping up. They kind of disappeared in the mid part, but hey, if we get him here late, I will take it. As they go to Musgrave, who's going to pick up all the lost yards, though he drops the ball. It's out, and I think Moss gets on it. We had 3 defenders there. They couldn't find the ball. We nearly forced that turnover we were looking for instead. 3rd and 6 for the Buccaneers. Aragon making a check at the line. They got trips to the left, one to the right. Looking for some throws. We know they like to stick underneath as McCullough hits home. His 2nd of the day is a quick stop. We need it. Well, that's really just part of it. Our offense has looked lost today. Nothing they have done has really worked, but they've got to figure it out now. As there's quick pass rush, Young already scrambling, trying to buy some time as he has an open receiver. Bateman has to dive out for it. He gets back up, gets picked up, and slammed back down. But it's a big gain for us, though not clean. Though honestly, at this point, I would probably take the not clean versus just not getting the plays. We spread wide here. We go Chuba Hubbard, getting to the outside, shucking off one and getting out of bounds. This drive has got to be our difference maker. 2nd and 4. We got trips to the right, one to the left. They empty out the middle, so we'll go down the middle. Chuba Hubbard takes on the safety, picking up the 1st down to the 30. Now from here, we're in field goal range. So if we're to be smart, we should let the clock start to run. We're going to bring out Barry as well to let him run. Down the middle, pushing forward, and he will pick up 3. Looked like he was close to breaking through that group, just could not quite do it. And another great play down the middle, 91 with the quick block shed in Richards. Well, after a lot of effort, we are behind the chains. Also took a delay of game as Young needed a little bit of a breather after it. So it's 3rd and 15. We need to make a play here. Chuba Hubbard, he's going to release late. We've got to find something open, at least in field goal range, as Young just looks to run. He should have thrown it to Faust, who was open. 4th and 2. This late in a game, you've got to just take the tie. Can't risk losing it off of just aggressiveness. So we'll make it 13-13. Just as we have for most of this game today, we're putting it in the hands of the defense. 2:04, we got 1 free timeout with a 2-minute warning. Throw to the outside. They find Musgrave, though he's not going to gain much. But from here on out, it's all our own timeouts or turnovers, getting out of bounds. Things along those lines as it's across the middle. Godwin holds on to it. Very competitive there in coverage was Cash, just not able to knock it away. As we approach a minute and a half here, they got trips to the left-hand side, and Godwin does not get the catch in bounds. First toe out of bounds. I'd imagine they need around the 40 for a field goal attempt. As they're changing up a little bit here, they send Moss to the left, bring in Musgrave. Still got 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Look for some underneath play. Randolph with the catch, gain of 5. Now we have not elected to call any timeouts yet. 3rd and 5 at the 48. They have not gotten into plus territory yet. As the minute mark hits here. Looking for another throw. They sit a lot of guys underneath. Moss does not get the first down. Brothers, finally he shows up today. No gain. Out at the 48. They'll have to punt. Overall, a tremendous job there from the defense. Did exactly what they needed, but now, offense, we got to do what we have to do. We have all of our timeouts. We need at least a field goal. Rifle this one in. We got Bateman. That's going to be a first down up to the 40. We call the first timeout. Ford, we know he can hit from distance. And in front of our home crowd, it should be a lot easier for him. Should be in the key word. 43 seconds left. You got 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Just need to take the simple plays here as we have our tight end. It's an awful throw from Bryce Young. He definitely has not put forth his best game today. Now we're going to try to bait the safety, the deep safety, single high safety. With having Boston on that stop, see if we could get Hill's speed over the top. If we have time to throw, which we don't, Young has got to throw it away. 3rd and 10. Got to make sure we have something here. Now there's a line on this side at the 47. I imagine that's incorrect and we need the opposite 47. We will find out as they read the screen. 4th and 10. Once again, a risky decision to make here. But I do believe the smartest option is a punt. If we don't get that first down, then they take over essentially in field goal range. So we'll boot it deep, hope for a good touchback or good stop there at the 11. They have 3 timeouts. We cannot let them get in field goal range. Honestly, all the better if we could force a turnover. But they're coming out with a heavy look here as they hand it off for Moss. Not going to get very far, and they're not calling timeouts. It looks like we're headed to overtime. We could not get it done in regulation, so now it comes down to the defense once again getting a good stop here. We cannot allow a touchdown. A field goal we can manage. As they start with a run, trying to get to the outside though, forced back in. Bates is sitting there, no gain for Moss. Outside of just a couple runs today, we've done a tremendous job again of taking away the run. Though the ones we have given up have been pretty big ones. As he finds a good cut lane there, he will get about half the yards needed. 3rd and 5. A great opportunity for us to take charge here in overtime. If we could get off the field. As they once again look for their short throws, though, they find Godwin downfield. And now upfield to the 49, though he's a little bit shaken up after the play. Maybe he just jammed that shoulder coming down on the tackle. Either way, he heads to the trainer's table as his offense stays out on the field. Moss, he slips by 1. Here comes St. Juice to get the tackle at the 36. Now this is field goal range. At least with that, we know we could try to combat it, have to get that field goal to match, touchdown to win, but we've got to get the stop first. As they go back to the running game, we're all in the backfield getting the tackle already. Loss of 3. Just trying to find that big play here for us. 2nd and 13. They got 2 to the right, 1 to the left. As they go back to the run, they get by the first 2 levels, spinning, still going, and eventually we get him down, but he's turning things on here late. And all of these runs are just barely getting by the first line of defense as well. 1st and 10, bunch to the left, tight end to the right, double A gap look for us, look for that quick blitz, which we get. They swing it out to Moss, will be a loss of 4. Now also while we're going here, we're running out of time too, under 2.5 minutes left here in overtime. They finally look to throw the ball, quick to the flat, maybe about a gain of 1. And once again, we find ourselves here with a 3rd and long, a favorable down. Gotta get the stop. As they will look to throw downfield, sitting underneath and knocking away. They intended that one for more. St. Juice breaks it up, and we will have that field goal attempt. That means with less than 2 minutes, we would have to match or find a touchdown. Something that's been hard to come by today, as the field goal is good. Well, offense, what is it gonna be? Have not been great today, but it's do or die time now. We start in shotgun, a little bit of some play action. We got Hill downfield, put on him, and that's close to field goal range for us to the opposite 48. But obviously, We don't want a field goal to tie. We want to win this game. A walk-off would be great, but we're not going to find it with that kind of throw. Might be kind of hard to tell, but that one was intended for Madison Boston. 2nd and 10. They blitz the right-hand side. Chuba Hubbard down the middle, spins off 1, will gain 4. At this point, just got to make sure we get that first down. Need 4 yards. Trips to the right, 1 to the left. Just need the first simple throw, and it's thrown behind. That is not anywhere close to where that ball placement should be, and it's a loss to the Buccaneers. Honestly, that's got to be one of the worst performances we've seen from Young in quite a long time. Nothing worked well for him today. He ran the ball a little bit. That part, I guess, was done well, but he killed the offense today. That 100% sure. Defense played a winning game. But of course, also just the overall poor performance of the offense. We got nowhere close to getting what Chuba Hubbard needed as well. So the offense in general, struggling. And there could be a couple reasons for that. One, Bryce Young, again, that game was awful for him. He was missing so many throws. And his accuracies are all good. He shouldn't be missing the throws, even with his development trait down to a star. It really shouldn't be happening. But not all of those bad throws were entirely on him. The offensive line has struggled. That interior pass rush has been a problem. Chuba Hubbard hasn't looked that impressive so far this year either. We've got to get this offense moving in a positive direction. This is our title defense year, and we're not doing a great job of it offensively. Defensively, we've been fantastic, and with that last game, we have unlocked the development of Joe Brothers, and very fitting to how he's played throughout the start of this series. He is a superstar X Factor. I said start of this series, start of this season. Zone Hawk. I think that fits him pretty well. He's always finding himself around the play. So that's great for us. The defense is by far the better side. Just overall wise and just looking at the development traits, we still haven't even unlocked Bates yet. We're about a game away from that, and he's played really well in the full-time starter role as well. So happy with the defense. Gotta get that offense grooving. The next time will be a good time to do that, as we have now fallen to last place in the NFC South. The Saints have even surpassed us, and they've arguably played worse. Now, last time we played against the Falcons, week 1, we destroyed them. We've got to get back to that. It's also trade deadline week. We've got some guys we could send around, and maybe the offensive line needs someone else. We'll keep an eye. We'll take a look around. We'll peruse the market. So make sure you stick around and see what changes, if any, do occur next time. You could also leave some ideas down below. But hit that bell icon in the bottom right, or scroll down and hit the sub button. They both do the exact same thing in subscribing to the channel. And definitely tap the bell icon so you're notified of when these videos go live. This series every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And as mentioned in the game, we started a new state-only challenge. Maryland and Pennsylvania tag teaming. That series out every single Tuesday and Thursday. So we'll see you there tomorrow. And we'll see you back here as we go on the road to Atlanta.